a couple of years ago, you made a comeback. It was one of the most talked about things in bodybuilding. You made a comeback at Olympia stage, and then a year after, you made a comeback at the Arnold Classic Australia. Um,
Mhm.
Now, looking back at it, how do you feel about your two comebacks, and is there a possibility for a third comeback?
No possibility for a third comeback. I'm glad I did the first one. I'm glad I did the second one. I'm glad I did the first one because I did it for my fans, and I had some things deep down inside of my soul, inside of my spirit that I just needed to put to rest. Like there's some things in the basement. So I'm glad I did that.
Hmm.
I'm glad I came back the second time. Well, yeah, I did Australia.
Hmm.
Tony. I'm glad I did that as well. If there was something that I was disappointed in, it would have been the way that I looked. You know, because
You said
I wanted to
disappoint.
look better.
You were disappointed. You said.
Yeah, yeah, the way I looked, the way I looked. Of course, um, no great champion wants to look, halfway.
But I feel like it was phenomenal that the comeback actually happened, because to take such a long break and make a
Yeah, well,
comeback against the top, you went against the top bodybuilders in the world. It's not like you went to a master's class or some kind of
I
other
know,
division. You know what I'm saying? You went
I
against the
know.
prime time.
Yeah, and I was standing in the middle of Dexter Jackson and Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Olympia, Phil Heath, the first
Mm-hmm.
one and two in the world, and I only trained for 5 months to get ready for that show. But I made a commitment; I couldn't back out of it,
Mm-hmm.
because the warrior within, we move forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I did it. But I mean, it was this unbearable pain that I had in my knees,
Mm-hmm.
quadricep tendonitis, and I didn't realize how bad it was because in 2003, when I retired, I stopped training, but my quadricep tendons had tears in them back then. My muscle was so big I couldn't feel it. So when
Mm-hmm.
you have tears in your tendons, bone fragments come in over a period of time to try to heal them. So when I came back 15 years later, I found out that my knees were just in so much pain because the blood flow wasn't there because the bone fragments had moved in.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to have PRP treatments, 4 months out, 3 months out, 2 months out, 6 weeks out. It was just unbearable because the doctor wanted me to take off at least a month,
Mm-hmm.
so they could possibly heal all the way. But I didn't have time, so I had to follow through and just take the blows where they landed. But I really appreciate, the standing ovation that I got. I appreciate
Oh yeah.
the fans' support,
Mm-hmm.
and I have to say that out of all the Mr. Olympias I've done, that one was the most memorable one in my entire life. And it meant the most to me because I did it for my fans
Mm-hmm.
and they pushed me along to do it. So I felt like even though I was disappointed, I feel like I was disappointed because I let my fans down in the way I looked, but I had all the support in the world up there on stage and
No,
I felt it.
I salute you for it, man. I thought it was a very brave move, and I thought that when you came on stage, well, actually, this I think the Australia was it. Your physique was actually bigger. Like you look more massive
Hmm.
on that. So actually, it was the second comeback. You came back a little bit stronger, I think, but still, you were
Yeah.
conditioned and you went through with it. You know what I mean? And it didn't look like
Yeah.
you didn't belong on the stage. It looked like you belong on the stage.
Yeah.
Like you were there with everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I
I
understand.
salute you for that,
Thank
man.
you.